Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're going to give everyone just a couple minutes to hop on here on the call, and we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, Roxana. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard. My name's Chris. Thank you for joining our webinar today. So today our webinar is Scale Your Web Design Business with Sitejet Studio, the ultimate SaaS for agencies and freelancers. So once again, thank you all for joining. I just want to start again by thanking you for taking the time. So before we get started today, I kind of just want to go over some house rules. There's really only one sort of main house rule for questions that you might have. We do ask that you use the Q&A function built into Zoom. I have two of my colleagues here with me today, Martin and Andre. They are our customer success representatives for Sitejet. They are experts on the platform. They help customers every single day working with Sitejet, and they should be able to answer most of your questions. I do want to advise, obviously, there's always questions that may be of a more technical nature or may require some additional time or resource or research for us to answer. So please bear with us if we can't answer your question immediately in the Q&A today. We'll work with you to get that answer to you as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and dive in. So let's start with the reality of sort of running a web agency and freelance business today. As an agency owner, you're obviously wearing a lot of hats, and more often than not, you're bogged down with a lot of manual processes. So I think, this is something that we all sort of face. We're using a lot of different tools, whether that be as an agency, as a freelancer, or even working for a software company, such as my colleagues and ourselves here. We're constantly working through a tech stack of multiple tools, trying to connect these tools in the best way we can and make one seamless workflow. So obviously that ends up in things like endless email threads, scattered project files, client feedback, and there's just so many tools out there that don't quite talk to each other in the manner that works most effectively for us, especially for small business owners and a lot of times individuals that are simply doing this by themselves and trying to take on all these tasks. So I'm sure that sounds familiar to some of our participants we have today. And so in the current space, in terms of being a designer, a lot of designers and agencies are juggling WordPress sites, spreadsheets. I'm sure a lot of you guys have your browsers, just full of tabs like I do, just to keep projects moving along. And like I said, that's sort of the culmination of all the tools and things that you're having to manage. So the truth to that is while it's great to have all these tools, it doesn't scale. And so why is that important to you? Obviously, as business owners, you can only generate more and more revenue if you can create a scalable approach to what you're doing. So if we're looking at the design or freelance market today, roughly 87% of the agencies out there are offering some sort of website management service. And that kind of comes in multiple different forms. Some of them may be utilizing some of our other products like cPanel or Plesk and managing everything. Some may be using other SaaS solutions, which may automate some of the tasks. The traditional models include, not only just designing websites for your clients, but once again, managing the hosting backend, content creation, website updates. A huge one that we see today, obviously, is security. Being able to create not only great looking websites, but also to be able to secure them for your clients moving forward. And then on top of that, marketing. So the SMB website market in just the US and Europe alone is worth roughly right now about $85 billion. And that's growing year over year. We're constantly seeing more and more growth, more and more small businesses pop up that need to generate a web presence. So there's enormous demand out there and there's a lot of money on the table. But to seize that opportunity, you guys need to have that scalable solution available to you so that you can run your business smarter. You can work with your teams or with your contractors in a much more scalable way. And that's where Sitejet Studio comes in. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today is how you can utilize Sitejet Studio or the benefits of Sitejet Studio that allow you to do that. So it's really built to help you automate your client collaboration, streamline your project management, and simplify your web design process from start to finish. And the main goal there, obviously, is to help reduce the overhead that you're facing and get you to focus more on, allow you more time to focus on your client relationships, opportunities to generate more revenue, growing your business, and delivering amazing results for your client. So with that said, once again, we're going to talk a little bit, quite a bit about how Sitejet can help you do that. So if you're unfamiliar with the product so far, and maybe you're coming into this webinar and you've looked at the Sitejet website, maybe you've already started a free trial, maybe it's something you've been using for a while now. So Sitejet's an all-in-one SaaS platform, once again, built for agencies and freelancers. So the way we kind of like to think about it is you could sort of think of it as the entire operating system for your freelancing or agency business. And the reason why we say it like that is it really does have all the tools that you need. So you've got a professional website builder built in, drag and drop design, 140 plus templates and growing. And obviously, as you've probably heard so many times recently with all solutions out there, we've also introduced AI tools to help sort of speed up your website launch process. And that comes in quite a few different forms with Sitejet. And we'll talk a little bit about that. The other thing that Sitejet really excels at is our integrated project management. So our built-in CRM, task assignments, and workflow automations really takes it to the next step in terms of not just being a tool that you can build websites with, but a truly fully fledged management tool that you can manage your client websites all the way through from the point of the initial design all the way through the published. The other thing that really is a great piece for Sitejet Studio is the ability to white label, right? So we love the fact that you guys want to use Sitejet, but we also know that what's important to you is your business name and your brand. And Sitejet allows you to white label. So when you're working with your clients or they're looking at the interface to take a look at their website before it's published, or submitting support requests to you, that can all be done under your business, your logo, and your end users wouldn't even know that you're actually utilizing the Sitejet product. They would see this as your product, which is the most important thing, is building your brand. So just if we quickly compare to a couple of the other solutions out there, obviously we're not the only drag and drop builder on the market. So compared to say like a Wix or a Webflow, we do feel like Sitejet gives you more flexibility and a real agency first model. And so what we mean by that is kind of a few points that I've already touched on. So we like to present this as much more than just a website building tool. We see this as a fully fledged agency platform that handles all aspects of your business, all the way from design to marketing to content generation, and managing your clients and having a CRM to where you can manage your clients so that you're not having to look outside for all these other solutions, whether it be Salesforce or any of the other CRMs out there, which is a cost to you, but also another system that you have to bring into your workflow. We also think, Sitejet does stand out stronger with collaboration tools. So if you've got a team that you're working with, I know some of you guys are coming in here as just sort of a one person show, and that's great. But some of you are also coming in here that with maybe one or two or three or four employees, or maybe you're using outside contractors. There's a million different ways to go about it now, and the biggest thing. The most important thing there is making sure that your team's all on the same page. So Sitejet does offer some great collaboration tools in terms of workflow automations and task assignments so that you can, as a business owner, assign all the tasks that you need to your team. Make sure the priorities are set, and make sure that you're meeting the deadlines for your clients. And once again, you also get the advanced SEO features and AI-based automation baked right in. And so, like I said, that kind of comes in two forms, right? So we're going to walk through a live demo here in a minute, but I'll just kind of touch on what exactly we mean when we say AI-based automation built in. So if you want to start a new website, there's an option where you can utilize AI to start you from the very beginning with a single prompt, build out a fully fledged website, almost ready to go. It definitely, as with any AI tool these days, we would always recommend, that real human user input. But also, if you choose to go the other route and you want to select a template on your own and you really want to have a very hands-on, customized look and feel for your customer's website, but you still want the benefits of AI. AI is also built into the builder itself to where you can be very specific and very customized in terms of where you'd like to deploy AI on the website. And we'll get into a little bit of that here in the demo. But yeah, so we're going to walk through that now and how you can sort of go from idea to a launch-ready website within minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we'll jump right into the website builder. Okay. So I'm hoping everyone can see my screen here. So we're going to go through sort of a quick demo of two approaches that you can take to launching a website with Sitejet. So as I mentioned, you can use AI from beginning to end to build a website, or you can do a much more customized approach. And I'll show you both of those approaches. So this is your standard dashboard in Sitejet. As you can see, I've got a couple projects here that are already in the works. And this is, like I said, what you'll see as soon as you log in. Anyone that's set up on your account, any team members you have on your account, this is going to be one of the main places that they work from. And the reason being, obviously, is you see here our to-do list. This will show all of your team members exactly which to-dos they have, what their due date is. As you see, I've got a couple today that are already overdue. And this allows them to really just sort of step into the platform and know exactly what they need to achieve that day. The second part here, if you look here, is going to be the website panel. And so what this is showing is all of our websites that at what part of the workflow that they're in. So the Sitejet product team has sort of cleverly designed this in phases. So you have your preparation phase, which, like I said, that's probably when you're meeting with your clients the most to get a good feel for what exactly they're wanting. What do they want their website to do? What do they want the look and feel of their website to be, et cetera, et cetera. The creation phase, which is where the work really is passed to you and your designers for you to start generating and creating content. And then the audit, feedback, revision, publish, change. And then the end goal is getting to the done phase. So with that said, I think we had someone that raised their hand. Let's see here. Andre, are you able to allow them to ask a question? I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm not sure who just raised their hand, but if you could drop the question into the Q&A. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see the participant list. Just see the Q&A and your screen.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, if you just raise your hand, we will have some time to actually ask questions over the microphone at the end. If you can drop your question into the Q&A for now, and we'll see if one of my colleagues can address your question for you. So jumping right back, so what we're going to do is kind of take a look at. So our scenario here is we've received an order from a new client, or we have a potential client that that wants us to build a website for them. So we want to bring a new website into our workflow here. So simple enough. If you're looking at the manager page here, we're going to go and we're going to add a new website, right? So we're going to take a look at just creating something simple. It could be anything, any sort of business name. So for this one, we're going to say the Royal Boutique. So let's say this is a high-end boutique that, somewhere in your town, and they want you to design a website that presents maybe their clothes, maybe they offer some other things like that. So as I mentioned, this is kind of where you have your decisions to make, right? So currently our AI website generators and its beta platform, but obviously the more that our users use it, the more a better understanding of what improvements we need to make and all of that. So we do encourage you to use this if you would like to. But for this first part, we're going to take a look at sort of the traditional method of building a website here. So we're going to go right into the template selection. And as I mentioned, right now we currently have roughly just over 140 templates. that you can that you can utilize. Obviously, we're always looking to improve and bring more templates into the fold. But the templates are sort of broken out here by which what type of business they are. So art and design. We also have one very specific to one pagers. So if you have that client that's really only looking for a landing page, they're looking for lead generation, things like that. These one pager templates do a great job of helping with that. But then you can get into sort of all of these things. So we're going to look at one of them. We're going to look at a shop. So granted, this is a boutique, so we're going to look at maybe something like beauty, maybe something that's not quite the exact fit, but something that we know that we can work with. So we've selected that, and then boom. So within the builder here, you're going to see this template that's already been dropped in here. So if you're familiar with obviously design tools like WordPress, or maybe you've used Wix, or maybe you've used some of the other drag and drop builders, this is going to be very familiar to you. So the idea obviously behind the templates is to give you a starting point. It's got its standard lorem ipsum content here where you can, start to generate your own content, or once again, you work with your client to figure out what sort of messaging do they want, what's the goal of their website, how do they want to present themselves to their client. So this is the standard functionality within Sitejet. This is going back to when Sitejet was first created. This was sort of the bread and butter of design. Now, as I mentioned, there's sort of two workflows to this, right? So there's this standard workflow, and there's the AI generated workflow, which once again is still in beta. But as I mentioned earlier, even if you choose to go through this workflow, you're not, you still have the ability to bring in some AI functionality. And something here that we have is actually our AI writer. And so the AI writer here, basically what it allows you to do is you can utilize the little guy here to select which element you want the AI writer to take a look at. And just like any other AI tool out there, you're asked to put in a description. So it wants to know what exactly do you want to do with this element. So if we're looking at this here, this is under our stories. So you could type in something as simple as, I want a brief paragraph about the Royal Boutique and you know something about their business. And so the really cool thing that you can do with this, right, is you can set a few things that are a few customizations that you might not be able to do with other AI tools. So you can set exactly how many words you want it to be. You can set exactly what type of content you want it to be. So it could be marketing copy. It can be a product copy. It could be something if you want a customer review, although that's an interesting use case about the company. So about the company is going to be the one that we want to use. You're able to select your tone here, neutral, friendly, or other. Your reading level, that's obviously going to be a very use case specific. For something like a boutique or something like that, I think we would just leave it for none. And who's our target group? I think the one that's in there already is perfect, consumer. And then we generate our text. So this came up with just a quick, really, really straightforward AI generated introduction to the company. Now, as I mentioned before, right, AI is not perfect. AI doesn't know everything about your business. So this really gives you a great starting point to work with and allow you or your client to come in and really sort of customize and fine tune this messaging to make sure that it fits your customer. But what this really allows you to do is speed up the process. And as I mentioned, as you come into these templates and you have this lorem ipsum content, is really start to replace that quickly with meaningful content. And then, like I said, you can come back and fine tune later. This also gives you the ability to, if you don't like what's already here, you can select improve, you can fix spelling and grammar, you can make it longer or you can make it shorter. And just by clicking these, the AI tool will immediately generate new content for you based on what input you want or how you want to change it moving forward. So once again, this allows you to have that real customized feel of manual template selection, things like that, but also give you the functionality of these AI tools. Okay, cool. So with that said, we're going to jump back over really quick. We're going to exit here. And we're going to do the same thing over again, but I want to do it with the full-fledged AI builder here. So I'm going to go to our manager here, and we're going to look at all of our websites. And we're going to go to the Royal Boutique here. And we're actually going to delete this website. Please be careful deleting anything. Okay, so now we're going to go and create the website again. We're going to call it the same thing. But this time we're going to go through the AI website generator workflow. As I've mentioned to you guys a couple times, this is still in beta, but it's an extremely valuable tool that we think can help you generate website content really easily, really quickly, and start to get more and more websites. So what's the industry of our business? Say clothing store. The Royal Boutique is the name of our business. And so tell us about your business. So this is definitely something I highly recommend you collaborate with your clients on. Once again, AI doesn't know everything. AI is a great tool, but it doesn't understand your clients in the way that you can, and definitely not in the way that your clients understand themselves and their business and what the goals of their business is. So much like any AI tool, once again, this is prompt based. But this is definitely an area where, once again, I suggest if you're going to utilize this prompt, you work with your client, you gather as many details as you can about your client and your business to really sort of customize this prompt and make sure that you're getting the output that you want. For our purposes today, obviously, this is a made-up business. So we're also using just a very made-up prompt as well. But the goal here is to just show how exactly this function works. So based on this prompt, we're going to go ahead and generate our website. Give it a minute here. Okay. So once your website's ready, you still have a couple of decisions to make. So one thing it's going to want to know immediately is what color palette you want to utilize for this brand. Once again, working with your clients, you sort of determine what what their logo looks like, all of that. And you can sort of work through the color palette to see what's going to work best for you. Also, as sort of shown with all of the other AI functionality, there's always the regenerate option, right? So if you don't like what you're given on this first go at it, you can always regenerate and go back and adjust your prompt if you're not getting the exact output you're looking for. And so you can be extremely specific on these prompts as well. If there's specific hex values, if there's specific color codes or anything like that you want to utilize, you're actually able to put that information in and have this generated in a much more customizable fashion. So we're going to go with this prompt here. So you're also able to sort of choose your default fonts. This is going to be everything from your H1, your H2 header, your headers, your paragraphs, all of that. You're given some choices right off the bat. Obviously, though, you can go through and regenerate as well and get some fresh font suggestions and things like that. And once again, after this is all said and done, you're going to be presented with the standard website builder. So you can always go in later and adjust any of these things in the future if you'd like. But this is just to get you started right off the bat, really quickly, easy, and take care of a lot of the more time-consuming work to get just sort of a framework of a website up and running and allow you to come in and really just do the customization pieces and the pieces that really sort of require that connection that you have with your clients to make this truly their website. So we've done those two steps. We've chosen our color palettes and we've chosen our fonts. And boom. So once again, you're dropped right into the website builder here. The AI tool does automatically generate some images for you. Once again, We always recommend that you work with your clients to generate content to, it's, I suspect, especially if you're working with a boutique, they probably had plenty of photographers come and take pictures of their clothing lines, take pictures of, fashion shots, things like that. So these are really just meant to be, although you can definitely utilize them. I've definitely, these are meant to be sort of placeholders for you to bring in your client's content and make it truly their website. So yeah, so this was, this is the AI generated website tool. Like I said, this one does not require you to go and select a theme. It doesn't require you to do anything like that. It simply takes the feedback that you feed it and it outputs what hopefully you'd like to see. Um, okay, cool. So we're actually not going to delete this project because now we want to take this project and move forward with it. So if we're taking a look, so when I exit the website, anytime I'm editing a website, it's going to drop me right back into the client profile here, which this is your sort of CRM as mentioned before. You see the Royal Boutique here. This is where you could record all of their information, their contact person, phone number, contact emails, et cetera, add notes. Statistics, this statistics field will start to populate once your website's published. This website, for our purposes right now, won't be published, but once it is published, you'll start to get your visitor statistics and things like that. So I kind of want to touch on a little bit of the team management phase. So like I said, if you're working with multiple team members, or you just need a tool that allows you to sort of prioritize and manage your tasks. I suspect a lot of you guys out there probably are working with multiple clients right now. You're working with multiple different deadlines, and you need to be able to sort of prioritize what tasks need to be completed first. Set those deadlines. Make sure you're holding yourself accountable as a business owner to be able to deliver on those deadlines. So once again, with Sitejet not just being a website builder, but being a sort of a fully fledged agency first tool, it does give you the ability to do such things. So what we can do here is with any of our, and actually I'll step out here really quick and we'll just kind of look at it from this angle. So with any of our clients or any of our websites here, we can jump right into their page and we can create tasks. So if you take a look at one of our test websites here for Buddy's Barbecue Houston, we already have a couple of to-dos that are already set up for this website. So we meet with I've got one here to meet with client to discuss content creation for their website, create initial draft of website to present to client, et cetera, et cetera. But let's just say we want to add something new. So we can just simply come in here to our client, and let's just say you got a phone call from your client, you got a text message, you got an email, whatever it may be, and they said, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to adjust the title of the home page to something different. So you're able to quickly and easily set that. You're able to use the scheduling tool here to set that task. We'll say, sure, April 1st. And then boom. So once again, this gives us, allows us to really quickly and easily set this task. We know it needs to be done. We know when the deadline is, and we're already in the platform that allows us to do this. So we already know, hey, by April 1st, I need to have this task completed. I need to go into their website here and make that quick adjustment, make that change for them. They want it done by April 1st. We can get that done, no problem. That's already documented here. The other thing you can do too is you're able to, one, you can look at your overdue to do tasks, but also as this sort of serving as a CRM, your clients are also able to email you directly to to your Sitejet platform. And so that's done through utilizing a forwarder from your support address. I suspect maybe some of you utilize a support address for your company. Some of you may not yet. And the whole idea behind that is really the functionality of being able to bring that stuff in right here so you can see it. You're not having to jump over to your inbox. You're not having to utilize another tool to be able to receive support requests from your client. So this is an example of, if let's just say your support address is support at whatever your domain name is, chris'swebsitedesign.com, support at chris'swebsitedesign.com. If I give my clients that email address and say, hey, if you have any questions, anything that you would like to change on your website, please send them here. Once you have the forwarder set up and we have a knowledge base that shows you exactly how to do that, that can be brought directly into here. And so this is just a sample one. So I said, hello, I need help with my website. Obviously, hopefully you're not going to receive as arbitrary as a request as this, but assuming that the email comes directly from the email address that you have for your client, you'll be able to recognize them within your CRM system. And the cool thing from here is you're able to assign it directly to yourself, or to, if you have other team members, you can assign it to them, and then boom. So directly from point of contact from your customer's email, they can pull up their phone and say, hey, I need this done on my website. They email your support address. It comes right into your Sitejet dashboard, and then you're able to assign it as a task for your teams to handle. Okay. So that really kind of covers, obviously, the big aspect of Sitejet, and the key functionality of Sitejet is scalability, and allowing you to get more websites to market, bring in more clients, and being able to do it in a much easier fashion than maybe you've been able to do in the past. Once again, the name of the game, obviously, if we're talking about revenue generation, is scalability. And look, here at Web Pros, we love WordPress. We love all of the other the website building products that we provide. But we know for agencies specifically, if you're not a web hosting company, if you're not anything like that, if you're a marketing agency, if you're a web design agency, once again, you're probably both. We really think that this tool is sort of the key for you to be able to unlock that, sort of take away a lot of the time consuming things that you have to deal with, like dealing with the website hosting backend, dealing with any sort of server management, dealing with in multiple systems, and having to sort of connect all of these pieces together to make your business work. We believe that Sitejet has all of that built in and allows you to do everything in one platform and have a scalable business right here, right in front of you, in one platform. Bring in team members, assign tasks, build websites, utilize modern AI functionality, and do it all and be able to scale your business and grow your revenue. All right. So with that said, that kind of sums up sort of just the product introduction and demo there as far as what you can do with the product. So once again, if we're talking about scaling and monetizing with Sitejet Studio, let's talk a little bit about the business case. You've heard me mention here a couple times now, it's not just a design tool. We see it as a growth platform for agencies. Once again, it's you may classify yourself as a marketing agency, you may classify yourself as a design agency, or you may have a very specific niche. So if that's your approach, and this allows you to step into other realms. If you're already doing all of those things, this is going to allow you to really streamline what you're already doing, and be able to once again get more clients, bring them to market sooner, and be able to build exactly what they're looking for. So with that said, as I mentioned, we have our customer success team here today as well, and they work with a lot of our clients, and they get to hear a lot of client feedback. We've interviewed a lot of our clients, and just some of the feedback that we've gotten from our clients is one sort of hard number that we've gotten from them was 50% faster website build times, meaning they came to us, during an interview and said, I'm able to deliver more projects. I'm able to bring in more clients. I'm able to generate more revenue with this platform. Another big one that I think, at me here as our director of customer success, I also manage all of our customer service teams. I work with a lot of our technical support teams for a lot of our different brands. One of, I think, of the most valuable pieces of feedback that we received from clients is fewer support tickets. So once again, we love WordPress here as well. But with plugins, with custom themes, with having to also sort of be the back end website or the back end server administrator. If you're running maybe a small hosting company or things like that, you're probably having to deal with support tickets. And you're probably having to deal with some pretty complicated support tickets. So, if we're talking about WordPress specifically, and we're talking about plugins and things like that, sometimes you're kind of put in a position where we're not developers. We're not, maybe some of you guys are, but a lot of us are not developers, and we have to rely so heavily on these plugin developers and theme developers and things like that to be able to to provide our clients with what they need. Or if a plugin breaks, something like that, sometimes we're left in a position where we have to tell the client, hey, either we have to find a new plugin or something that works. With Sitejet, obviously everything is built ready made for the system that we have. It's built for Sitejet. Everything is managed all in one place, right here by our product teams, supported right here by our customer success teams. And we're also here to help you as well. So as a Sitejet Studio customer, obviously you get to work with our customer success team as well, and our support teams, to be able to fix any issues that you may have, or to be able to submit any feature requests that maybe there's something we're not providing yet, that your clients would like to see. And we're here to help with that. To hear from a client specifically fewer support tickets is probably one of the most meaningful pieces of feedback, because support tickets are expensive. That takes time. It takes effort. And frankly, support tickets are one of the biggest drivers of poor customer satisfaction. And that's not to reflect you as a business owner or any business. It's just the fact that if there's an issue, a support issue that you can't solve for a customer, it's always going to be a point of frustration for them. We do believe that with us, having this all in house in one platform, and all of the functionalities ready-made and built to go into the system, that's great to hear that we're hearing from our clients that there's fewer support tickets. Obviously, too, another piece of feedback we had was very specific about lower maintenance overhead, and that kind of touches on, once again, if you are a small web hosting company, if you are an agency platform that's maybe hosting with a web hosting company, maybe you're running your own dedicated server, or maybe you're on a shared hosting platform, whatever it may be. There's education that goes into being to having to manage those platforms. And not only are you having to build websites at that point, but you're also having to manage the server that does it. And you're not just doing the front end side, you're doing the back end side as well. And that's really eating up your time, where you could be focused on clients and your relationships and building websites and things like that. So with that said, this is just a few points of customer feedback that we've received where they've been very specific about. It's allowed them to take ownership back of their business and their goals, which is really to design high-end, great-looking websites for their clients and get their clients' web presence up and running as quickly and as soon as possible as they can, without having to deal with the pain points of once again, sort of having to be a Linux administrator, or having to be have these skills as a server administrator or a developer to deal with WordPress plugins and things like that. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of feedback from some of our existing Sitejet users. So in terms of actually getting started with Sitejet, so we definitely encourage everyone, once again, if you have not already, please jump over to sitejet.io. If you haven't started your free trial with Sitejet yet, we definitely encourage you to. That allows you to sort of jump right into the platform, start putting together websites, and start to see if the product really is a fit for your business. And then, once you've done that, and you're ready to move into a paid version, we've designed our pricing to be transparent, no hidden fees or anything like that. And we have flexible plans that really scale with you. So you can start small with our plans. You don't have to jump right into the biggest agency plan that we have. So we do have sort of a solo plan, which is going to be sort of ideal for the small business owner. Maybe once again, you're one person. You're maybe testing out the idea of starting an agency. Maybe you've already got a bunch of websites built on WordPress or a different platform, and you want to test it out with your next client and bring your next client in onto a Sitejet built and hosted website. You can start with our solo plan. You can then, if you've got multiple team members, you can jump into our team plan. And then obviously, if you're already an established agency and you want to just jump right into it and start building multiple websites right off the bat, and completely switch over to an agency platform, we do have our agency plan available as well. So you've got multiple options here. All of these plans start, with one core website that you can start, and then as you start to add websites, the pricing model does change. But once again, we're 100% transparent with our pricing model. We show you exactly on our website what it's going to cost you to build and host with Sitejet. And we've talked a little bit today about where all the savings you're going to find with utilizing this product are going to come from. Savings on overhead, savings on your development costs. All of these things that I think really make Sitejet a great option for agencies out there that either want to get started now, they want to switch platforms if you're already established, or you just want to, try something completely different for your users. So once again, we encourage you to head over to sitejet.io. You'll see buttons all over the website, that can help you get started on a free trial. And then once again, so once you're started, once you're up and running, going back to probably the maybe most important thing to you guys is the white label function. So the white label functionality allows you, once again, it basically allows you to present your entire business using the Sitejet platform with your logos, everything that represents your business. So when you're interacting with your clients, when you're sending them maybe a framework or something for feedback on the website that you're designing for them, they see your business, they see your name, they see everything that is most important to you and your brand, which I think is incredible to have in a tool like this. Because once again, this is a growth platform. And then not only does it allow you to grow, but it allows you to put your business front and foremost in front of your clients and have them see your logo. So with that said, some key takeaways here and so our common themes, right? So the big goal here is growth. The big goal here is revenue generation. So how are we doing that for you? How is Sitejet doing that for you? Just to kind of sum up a few of the things that we talked about today: faster delivery, getting websites to market as quickly as possible. And as you guys know, there's the web design agencies, or the web design industry has changed quite a bit over, say, the last 10 years, whether that be through WordPress or whether that be through the fact that a lot of businesses nowadays kind of do things the opposite way that they used to. Maybe they start on social media and build their business there first, and maybe don't think about a website until later, whatever it may be. What Sitejet allows you to do, though, is get with those clients, bring those clients in, get them a templated, built website quickly, within a week, within a few days, depending on how you want to, manage your workflows, and get them something in front of their face that will help them make a buying decision with you and generate more revenue with you. The ability to be able to send a client a mock-up of a website within a few days is huge, especially, knowing that for a lot of clients, a website design cost is a big cost for them to start. But you're able to present the value of that to them quickly and easily, and be able to show them, like I said, maybe from the point of conversation that you have your first client meeting with them, you could potentially have a framework to them in the next day and show them a great looking website and to be able to do it quicker than ever. Secondly, the other common thing here is fewer client headaches and bringing it, which directly reflects to less headaches for you, less headaches for your team. Customer service, customer satisfaction, all of those things. Once again, that's the part of our company that I focus on most. And yeah, I get a lot of feedback, not just about Sitejet, but all of our products. And our goal is obviously how can we alleviate any pain points that our clients are having. They should have for you guys when you're designing, obviously the key is get them a website, get them a functional website, and get them something that's helping their business, whether that's to be able to help a restaurant generate more orders, if they're looking for lead generation, whatever it may be. That's what they want to focus on. The last thing they want to think about is my website's broken, this plugin stopped working, whatever it may be. So with our platform, we 100% know that your clients will have fewer pain points, fewer headaches, and be able to have a fully functional website without even having to think about anything else except for what the goal of that website is, whether it be, like I said, getting more orders to your restaurant, lead generation, all of that great stuff. And the big thing here, guys, the thing that we focus on most with Sitejet is scalability. Scalability is huge. You guys obviously looking to bring in more clients. But, as we all know, more clients equals more stress, right? And, whether that comes through support requests, whether that comes through, maybe you've got a huge workload that you're trying to manage and trying to churn out multiple websites, and it can become quite overwhelming. So with that said, we know that with Sitejet, and we know directly from the feedback of our users, you can scale your business, you can do it effectively, you can generate more revenue, and you can go out there and win more clients with our product. And that's the real win is growth and sustainability. And Sitejet really allows you to do that. So with that said, I hope our demo today was useful and meaningful to you guys. We now are going to kind of leave the last 10. Well, I went 2 minutes over. Sorry, guys. 8 minutes here for any Q&A, any additional Q&A that you guys may have. If you have any questions that you want to submit via the Q&A function here over the next couple of minutes while our team is still on the call. We'd like to thank once again everyone for taking the time to join us today. It's a real pleasure to be able to talk to you guys about the products or about Sitejet in general. It's a real pleasure for us to sort of be champions with you guys and help you grow your businesses. So thank you again for all your time. Thank you for joining us. And once again, any questions or you can drop into the Q&A. I think Martin or Andre will definitely be able to help you. And thank you so much.
Hey, Chris, can we go through the Q&A?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you like to start? Because I have to answer a few.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see here. Andre, are you suggesting I just kind of go through the questions and provide the answers?
Yes, please. That would be great because I think not the Q&A is not displayed properly.
Okay, understood. So, okay, sure. So first question we had, which is actually from a member of our team, is how smooth is the experience for clients moving from WordPress to Sitejet Builder? And is there an import feature in the roadmap? So currently we have a new website importer based on AI. You can enter your website URL and all your content, but you still have to design your website yourself, and you can choose one of the many website templates. So you don't have to start from scratch. So what this kind of really does is it takes a look at the existing website and brings over as much as possible, but it definitely still requires some customization on your side. Okay, so the next question here, may I know using Sitejet through cPanel, is it possible to get the same functions as what I am currently seeing on your window user interface? So let's see here. The feature you see now is the project manager. Is our Kanban view is not available on cPanel yet. However, what you see now is the create a website function is the feature that's available. So just to kind of touch on that a little bit. So the functionality that currently exists in cPanel is largely focused on just creating websites. It's not meant to be the fully fledged studio platform yet, although that's something that we're currently working on. And so hopefully that's something we'll see in the future. Yeah, the idea with the cPanel plugin for Sitejet is really just to give, if you're a cPanel user, another tool that you can utilize to get websites to market, whether that be WordPress. Now you have Sitejet. Yeah, so that you won't have the project management features, you won't have the team member features, all of that stuff that you'll see on the Sitejet Studio platform. The Studio platform is meant as, once again, as a standalone platform where you're not having to worry about cPanel or any sort of backend administration or anything like that. Let's see here. So Christos, most of my clients are from Greece. I want to offer multilingual websites and would like to do an automatic rough translation using AI for all the text elements. Is that currently possible? Or do I have to go through each text element individually? So yeah, great question. So first of all, the builder itself is not yet available in the Greek language, but this is something we are looking at expanding our language capabilities for the builder. We're not quite there yet, but it was something we want to bring in. So the website itself can be all multi-language, but the translation has to be done manually. We do have a lot of agencies providing multi-language websites, and what they usually do is setting up the website in one language first and then translate it into the second or third, however many they want to translate it to. But right now, you would have to use the AI for single elements. Would also probably check with our developers as see if Greek language is available via our AI tool. But Christos, as mentioned in the chat, please reach out to help at Sitejet .io with the question, and our team can sort of work with our product managers to see what we can do there. Obviously, we want to get Sitejet available in as many regions as possible. So the more languages we can cover, the better. There was a question about, will this include Plesk? Yes, the AI feature is also available in Plesk. As with the cPanel integration, you won't have the project manager. But once again, this is something that's already in a feature request. Rob, so can you speak to how the system would work with those of us who are using WHMCS? I know that Sitejet is available in cPanel per client account, and we can add it to a product. However, Sitejet, the agency tool, is much more than that. Perhaps speak to a workflow with WHMCS users. Rob, that's, we do have some aspects of Sitejet brought into WHMCS, but once again, that's more focused on just single website generation than it is sort of our agency platform. Obviously, with us owning both products, Sitejet and WHMCS, that does sort of lend some opportunities to us in the future to be able to replicate a lot of the features that we have within the Sitejet platform in WHMCS. I will tell you that we're not quite there yet. Sitejet is still roughly, new to our ecosystem. I say roughly, we've had them on board for a couple of years now, but that's, to hear that kind of feedback is great because we're always looking for opportunities to improve our products, especially with the technology that we already have. So bringing some functionality like, what we see in Sitejet into WHMCS is a great opportunity for us. We're not quite there yet, Rob, but I can tell you confidently it's something that we're looking at in the future. Can you publish to your own server? So with Sitejet Studio, you can export your website when you have the team or the agency plan with some limitations. If you're looking to host, if you're looking to export to your own server, obviously, as I mentioned, we do with cPanel and Plesk have Sitejet built in to where you can design a website there now. So that's definitely a functionality if you're operating your own, or a capability if you're operating your own server. But currently, if you look in the Q&A, Martin sort of provided some drawbacks to the export your website feature for now. So maybe Maybe you're not running a cPanel or Plus stack. Maybe you're running some sort of other web server or something like that. So you can build a website and you can export it, but obviously that comes with some challenges. Martin sort of mentions those here, which is once you export, the change your customers will no longer be able to make changes to the websites themselves. You're also having to manage email at that point on your own server. You're managing SSL certificates, et cetera, et cetera. And then if you want to make changes to the website, that kind of puts you in a position where you're manually updating files, things like that. And some features may not be available after that. So it's possible, but for the Sitejet Studio platform, it really isn't intended to be exported, but it can be done at obviously a technical cost there. So one of the main weaknesses of managed websites is the client itself. How is the workflow managed using Sitejet from receiving requests to resolving them, and what adjustments can the client make directly? Are changes made by the client notified so that we can follow up? So once again, great question. The whole workflow is managed through the project manager. And I kind of touched on that a little bit in the call today of what it looks like to receive a support request from a client and then having the ability to assign it to yourself, to a team member, whatever it may be, so that request is satisfied. All requests do go into that platform. So when you're logged into the manager platform, you can see them and assign them. So there's also different status for the website where the client can give you direct feedback in the website builder. If you'd like to read more about it, we can definitely send you a few articles. As Andre mentioned there, to anyone that has any questions, you can reach out to help@sitejet.io. And any questions you may have following up or something that comes up later after this webinar, please feel free to reach out to us. And we can definitely provide feedback. I do see one question that just popped up, and yes, this will be recorded and sent out to invitees or to all attendees rather, so that you can catch up on anything that you might have missed. So can you get feedback from your customers directly in Sitejet? Yes. So during the process of creating a website with your client, you're able to move the website into a status where the customer can access the website via the customer portal and view the website. They can then click on any element on the website, whether that be a text box, an image, whatever it may be, and they're able to give feedback directly there. And I'm sorry that we didn't get to cover too much of that today, guys. I feel like we could do a whole 1 to 2 hour webinar on all of the functionalities of the builder that are just focused on client feedback. But yeah, so your customers are able to log in and give feedback on your design right there, be very specific about what they want to change, so that you're able to make those adjustments quickly and easily. So where are the sites hosted if you can't use your own servers? So the Sitejet servers are located in Germany, at one of the largest infrastructure providers out there. But we also have servers in the United States and Singapore as well, so that we can cover, obviously, multiple regions. Obviously, if you're a US based client or you're a client based in Asia, we want to be able to give you that the best sort of statistics in terms of time to first byte, all of that, all of those key elements that are also SEO impacting in terms of delivery speeds of your website and page load times, etc. So we are hosted in multiple regions to be able to do so. So is there a plan to integrate Studio with sites and cPanel? So currently, so Sitejet is integrated with cPanel. The only difference is the project manager is not included, the sort of Studio function, which includes the CRM, all of that stuff. So like I said, so with cPanel and Plesk, the real focus early on when we launched cPanel for those is simply giving users the ability to create a website quickly. We would love to bring in a lot of these agency functions because we know a lot of agencies that are already out there in the market are utilizing cPanel. They are utilizing Plesk, and it makes sense to be able, if you want to jump onto Sitejet, to be able to quickly and easily integrate those. But our first goal for cPanel and Plesk was simply giving users and agencies that are utilizing those platforms another tool in their tool belt to be able to quickly and launch websites. So is there a migration tool? So yeah, we're in the works on a complete migration tool. For now, you can use our website importer, which, as I mentioned, is kind of an AI based enter your URL and it'll bring over as much as possible. But that would still kind of require some customization and some work on your side after. But that is also something, that's huge to us, right? We would love for you guys to be able to bring over existing websites, import them into Sitejet, and start managing them here as quickly as possible. So we definitely know that is important, and we're looking at our product roadmaps and everything for a plan to be able to continue to improve on our import features. Let's see here. So, um, is the support channel white labeled? The project manager can be white labeled, yes. If you need more, info about this, we can definitely send you some documentation and some screenshots as well, so you can kind of see what that white labeling feature looks like in terms of the support channel, whatever it may be. Yeah, so we can definitely get that information for you over Max. I definitely recommend you jump over to our knowledge base. The other thing you can do, once again, is just send a quick email to help@sitejet.io, and Martin and Andre can work with you to answer any questions that you might have. So it says, I registered some domains via Sitejet. Where do I pay some in euro and the other in dollar? Can I choose this somewhere? So yeah, please, for questions like that, billing related questions, just shoot us a quick email over to help@sitejet.io, and we can get you an answer there. So Max asked, I was curious if the client needs help and one of my team's not around. So um, support through us is actually for you as a Sitejet user. Your clients should always contact you directly. So yeah, Max, definitely an interesting question. And I hope that we're understanding the question correctly. If your teams are not around, we don't are currently not in a position where we can help your clients directly if you're on the studio platform. So that's not something we could directly help with. Our teams are here to support you as a studio user and as an agency. We currently are not in a place right now where we're able to assist your users directly, though. Can we build a template that can be reused for multiple websites? Yep. So you can build your own templates and have them as your own template. If you've got like a very specific look that you like to have for certain types of websites, certain restaurants, whatever it may be, you can build your own template and then you can redistribute that as much as you'd like. Let's see. So emailing, will there be another webinar dedicated to this, start to finish, new to Sitejet Studio, and so need some hand holding to begin? Well, first of all, yep, we're definitely here to work with you guys as much as we can. If you need some additional help or an additional session to work with our customer success team, please feel free to reach out to help@sitejet.io, and we can maybe set up some time with you, whatever it may be, and we can help you get onboarded onto the platform. Okay, so AI website creator, where are the colors found and fonts? Able to choose all? Are you able to choose your own and upload if not available in Sitejet Studio? Yes, you can always change the font color that you've selected with the AI website creator. You can always change that after the fact, after you've selected. The AI website creator only helps you at the start. And then after that, if you don't get exactly what you're looking for from AI, you can always go back and customize later. SocialBee is also a product from the SiteJet group. Is there a plan to automatically upload articles to social media using SocialBee? So this is a great question, and I love this question because we do have SocialBee in our product as part of our product showcase, and we are looking for all the best ways that we can integrate these products. And because we know you guys not only are designing websites out there, you're probably maybe running your website or your clients' social media accounts, whatever it may be. So with that question specifically, we'll check with our social B team and see what that looks like there. Once again, please reach out to help at sitejet.io, and we can better document this request. And yes, we are looking at ways that we can integrate our SEO platform Zovi, our social media platform SocialBee, our agency and design platform Sitejet, and really have them be a fully fledged solution for you guys in the future. We're not currently there yet, or we're getting close. We've definitely brought some features in, but we want to continue to bring more of those features in and bring those systems closer together. And the best way we can do that is by continuing to receive feedback from you guys. So that's a great question, Peter. Please reach out to our support team so we can sort of document that, and we can kind of start to document what you guys are looking for moving forward. And last one here. So Barbara, do you plan to offer a kind of single project plan in the future? I prefer to have my clients make their own Sitejet plan, but they get all the agency functionality and templates, which they don't need. If I have client projects in my dashboard, I act as a hosting company with the legal requirements that come with it, and I need to charge for hosting, which I do not want to do over and over again. Definitely understand, Barbara, that that's a huge pain point for a lot of our clients. So we do have a request to sort of satisfy that in the future. We're not quite there yet. But yeah, thank you for that feedback. As mentioned, if you're already sort of operating as a host, you can build websites through the web through Sitejet in cPanel and Plus. But we do want to bring more of this functionality from Sitejet agency into those platforms as well, and vice versa. So that's something that we are working towards. With that said, guys, we're a bit over time here, so that's going to sort of wrap up our Q&A session. Once again, if you have any questions that we missed today or anything that we weren't able to answer, help@sitejet.io, which has been also posted in the chat. Please reach out to us. We're always available to answer your questions as soon as we can get to them. And once again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. Let us show off our product that we have here, and hopefully, make it make sense for you guys and how you want to manage your agencies and businesses moving forward. We know this is an extremely valuable tool, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys succeed with it. So thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everyone. It's been a pleasure, and have a great day, great evening, wherever you are.